Okay, so what we're going to work on, this is your biomechanical analysis on your running gait. All right, so we'll start off with the left-hand side. Okay, so as we can zoom in, you can see perfectly there that your left foot, if you zoom into your foot on the foot strike, you can see how it's pointing out, right? We don't want it to be pointing away from the way you're running, okay? Because then when you're pushing off, you can imagine you're only pushing off from your big toe. You want all of your toes to be pushing off at the same time. So you have the distribution of your power is through all your 5 toes as opposed just to your big one, right? So therefore you'll have more power to produce out of just that little tweak of a change. Okay, as we go along, we see the other one's the same way. Not as bad though. Okay, you can see the left one, right? All right, so now let's see your knees, how they track. Okay, your knees track okay. They're not that bad. See, as you can see, they're across the midline of your body. Okay. So if we go back a little bit, you can see how they're tracking fairly well underneath your armpits. That's basically where we need them. We don't want them to go into the midline of your body. We want them to track along the lateral side of your body, which is your armpits. Do you see how it does that okay? It kind of goes in a little bit into there. So if we want to be really critical, we draw a line basically from your shoulder down, and then your knee obviously runs along there. Okay, so if you want to be really critical, your knee should possibly be coming out about half a foot. Okay, it's just more energy efficient. So then you have more energy in store to push on the ground, to get the production force to push off the floor, to get faster. Okay, but that's very critical. That's very critical.
Yeah, good.
All right, and then we go arms. So the arms are a big factor. So have a look in here. So talking about energy efficiency, if you can see there, the arm is a lot of distance away from your body. That's a good foot and a bit, right? That needs to be brushing past your hip and hitting the bottom of your chin. So you can see the amount of energy you're losing by coming across, and then that torques your body. All right, so we'll get rid of this here, and then you can see it come across the midline of your body. Look, it go right into where the V is of your shirt. See at the top of your fingertips? So if we're able to go up and down, as opposed to out and in, and then out and in, it's more energy efficient. So then you have more energy stored to produce more power to go forward. Right? So really, I'll give you some things to do at home where you can work on pocket to chin dynamics with your hands, as opposed to being overbalanced and underbalanced and doing the wave motion. All right? Does that make sense so far?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so then that entails your tilt in your body. So if we draw a line, imaginary line down the bottom here, straight through the middle, watch how your body goes from right to left over the line. See how it goes right to left? So what we want to not make it go right to left. It should be straight. So you can see there how your body's talking. It comes from here, and then see how the Liverpool sign's lower than the Nike tick?
Yeah, yeah.
Right? So your shoulder level is like that at the moment. Right? We want your shoulder level to obviously be straight. It should be from there. I'll get rid of that. It should be straight across. As you can see, it's not. So that's why you're talking with the way you're running. It's like, this is exaggerated, but that's how it is. Right? If we can tighten things up, get things taller and straighter, and be more robotic, then you'll find you'll have a lot more energy to sprint further, as opposed to 10 meters there and 10 meters back and then you're gone. It'll be 15, 20 meters there, 15, 20 meters back, and you're still okay. It's all because of these little energy leakages, that I like to call them. All right. So then we come over to this side in here. Okay, so this is a great one for your knee height. Okay, so once we come through, we'll zoom back out just a little bit. We come into about there. So that's a good knee height. Okay, so you're fairly flexible, right? So we're looking for this dynamic movement in there, which is pretty good. Okay, what we're going to do though is instead of running so low on your hips, so see how we are bent knee. So if we can zoom in, oh sorry, so if we can zoom into here, your knee is bent into there, and then it's a flat foot. What we want is that to be straighter and you to be on your toes. Your heel should never hit the floor when you're sprinting. Okay, so try to imagine if you're running low and it's in here, you have to claw basically forward to go. But if you're tall and it's a high knee strike, bang forward, you're running on top of your body a little bit and you get a lot more forward momentum. Does that make sense? Yeah. So we've got to try and fix these little deficiencies, and one of those things is strength, flexibility, and then obviously technique. Okay, so we'll go through different things throughout the 12 weeks, the 12 sessions that will help you enable to fix these little corrections in you. All right. As we zoom out, let's have a look at arms. Arms are pretty good. They go straight there. So have a look. So if we zoom in on here, watch it come down. Remember at the start of the session I said to lead with your elbow, not your wrist? So this is exactly what I mean. Okay, so in here, your elbow doesn't really swing. Watch your elbow. We're going to focus on that bit there. Watch how much movement it has. Okay, it basically doesn't have any movement except for the back phase. Right? What we want is for it to be full on led by your elbow. So it needs to be into here at a right angle and then behind you at a right angle. At the moment you can have a look, it doesn't come forward much at all. Okay, so that means your knees can come a little bit higher than what they are at the peak time. If you lift your knees and make your elbow come forward further, you're covering more ground in each stride. So the higher your knees, the further you can touch the ground with. So therefore, from point A to point B, you're covering about 1.5 meters. If you increase that, then you get quicker to your target, right? So, and that all comes down to your technique and you're running with your elbows. Okay, the next thing is we don't want it to get straight. So as you can see here, when it comes down to there, it's nearly straight, right? We need to keep it at a right angle. We need to make sure that it's a right angle all the time. At the moment, it kind of comes in and then goes out. It should be this angle from here, bang, bang, and it should be bang, bang. Right? And that, the elbow is a fixed joint. This here is a fixed joint, doesn't move. The shoulder is one that hinges all the time. Because then if you practice it, it's not wasting energy. But then if you leave it, let it go, it comes out and around and in. Right? And it's all that time wasted. That built up over every stride amounts to a couple of seconds. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's a bit scientific, but once you go back to the video and you actually listen to it, it'll make more sense. And then we'll train it in here every session. We'll do heaps of ladders, heaps of hurdles. All that stuff is dynamically coordination based, and that'll help you. Yeah. All right. So I'll put that up on the channel. Have a look at it, and the next week we'll come back and you can revisit it in the sessions itself. All right.